So this past Wednesday on Dynamite, you had Mariah May defeat Willow Nightingale in the final of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. So now she's going to face Toni Storm for the Women's Championship at All In. But then it was after the match, is what everybody's talking about, where you had Mariah May turn heel on Toni Storm, and she went full blown heel. And nailing Storm with the title, and just kept whipping her with it, and then attacked the Butler Luther. He went crashing off the stage through a table, and then just keep nailing Storm to the point where she was busted wide open, and it was quite a visual when you have that there with the blood, and then she's got the real red, the red lipstick. Toni Storm. It was quite the visual. But yeah, she went full-blown heel. It was quite vicious, and then nailing her with a shoe. And then you got the AEW faithful there chanting, "You sick fuck, you sick fuck." She even hit the referee too. So overall, it was a pretty good heel turn. I thought it was pretty good. It was vicious. It was unexpected, and good way to end the show. That makes you thinking, oh damn, I want to tune in next week and see what happens. So I think overall it was good. Having two, I guess you could say, fairly big heel turns. Week to week, back to back. You had MJF last week on Daniel Garcia, and then you had Mariah May with Toni Storm. I mean, I would have said last week with MJF, his heel turn, I was like, my kind of reaction to it was like, all right, MJF's a heel again. But this one with Mariah May, though, I didn't see it coming because I was thinking it was going to be the other way around. Toni Storm turning heel on Mariah May. So vicious now. I mean, she should now be kind of portrayed as a vicious heel after this, total just beatdown. And, having her busted wide open, Toni Storm. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I'm wondering, where will they... will now all of a sudden Mariah May start acting like Toni Storm and doing this Toni Storm character? That's what I'm wondering. Is that where they're going to go with it now with Mariah May, that she's now the main star of the show? It's her performance. Is that kind of maybe where they're going to go with this story? I think from what people are saying, that people are putting pieces of the jigsaw together, so to speak, online. This was something that was you from when it started, when Mariah became her protege. This was, this has been months and months in the making, that she was always basically, using Toni Storm, and this is what it was all about, to use her to get to, ultimately where she wanted to be and becoming the women's champion. So I guess there's been some more long-term booking here. So I don't know, maybe they'll go in that direction. I mean, the Toni Storm character has been quite entertaining, probably the most entertaining thing on AEW, really. But now, I don't know. With Mariah May now being a heel, is she going to be... How will her presentation, how is it going to be? I imagine it's going to be different a bit, right? I just wonder if she's going to now become like the Toni Storm character, and then Toni Storm will go back to her old self and then be the big face and get cheered. I don't know. Be interesting to see where this goes. It was unexpected. And then some fans are maybe complaining about the heel turn, but they would, if it was predictable, they would complain though. You just can never win with some people, right? But in terms of a surprising heel turn, I didn't see it coming because I thought it was going to be Toni Storm turning heel. So thumbs up for me. There was different. I mean, some might say the booking's been a bit questionable on the whole story, and I wouldn't disagree. Some stuff there with when Toni Storm was in a feud with was it the girl Serena Deeb, and I guess that Toni Storm was kind of coming off like a face, and so was Mariah May from that matter. But then Serena Deeb's supposed to be a face, so it doesn't do any favours with Serena Deeb, really, right? When the heels are kind of acting like faces and getting cheered. But I suppose there was the whole thing with the Mariah May's tag partner, the Japanese girl, and there was this whole kind of almost like triangle thing going on there, and Toni Storm getting jealous of Mariah May and Mika, I can't remember her last name, sorry, but I don't know what's going to happen there, and if Mariah May will assault the girl, or will they remain a team? Maybe that'll be her backup there, and which could be good. She's going to be a heel and bad person, and that cheats to win and that. So you could go at it from that direction. But the only thing though that I do worry a little bit about for AEW is if they're gonna have this match, Toni Storm, Mariah May, all in at Wembley Stadium in England. Mariah May is the one from England. She's from, I believe, Southampton. Toni Storm she moved to England at a very young age, about 16, I believe. To be her grandmother, but she's she's from New Zealand. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna cheer Mariah May over Toni Storm and want her to win. And yet, but Mariah May is supposed to be this vicious heel. Remember? So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. If they're just gonna, what they're gonna do? They're still gonna have Mariah May being the heel in that match when it comes. I don't know. It's going to be like a mini, like their AEW's version of Rock and Hogan from WrestleMania 18 in Toronto Skydome, right? But, you know what, fair play. Again, the Toni Storm's been an interesting character, but to give Mariah May her due, she has complimented her, being the protege. Luther, he plays his role, he's all right. But I don't know. It'll just be. I think that's maybe where they'll go with it. That Mariah May then starts to act like how Toni Storm was before, and then Toni Storm reverts to her old, wannabe 70s rocker persona or whatever she did before. But it's the one thing that keeps me interested in watching AEW. I'd say that much. That's like this one storyline. There's not much else, to be honest with you, which is sad. I'm somewhat curious to see what will happen with MJF now, being he's back to being a heel again. But it's only like a character like Toni Storm, which is really out there as this kind of like, I don't know, like an actress from the 1950s or something. But she's played the gimmick. It's been a good, funny gimmick, interesting gimmick. It would be kind of a shame to see it come to an end. But then I don't know. I mean, Mariah May will try and do it. Maybe, I guess, do the wannabe Toni Storm thing, but then the fans will shit on it and boo and want the original one back. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know though. That's the only thing, is where they're going to go now with this. It was a great moment, her turning heel, but where do they go now? And what's it going to be like at All In? But overall though, in terms of execution, the heel turn, I do nitpick a little bit. I think, having Mariah May almost like crying upset, even though she's going to be a full-blown heel afterwards, after she won the match. She beat Nightingale, and then Nightingale shakes her hand. There was a false finish after, Statlander came out and kicked Nightingale in the head, but then Nightingale was still a little kick out of the pin. So there were some questionable things there. That I'm like one of these, I'm coming the old school guy now and saying there's too many false finishes, but the booking could have been a little bit better. But overall, though, in terms of the execution and the beatdown and what she did, and the visual with the blood, that was really good. And hopefully this will be a good good feud there with Mariah May and Toni Storm. Hopefully this will be a good, entertaining feud. But that's me for now, guys. So feel free to hit the subscribe button, and give me your take. What was your thoughts on the heel turn that Mariah did on Toni on Dynamite? Did you see it coming, or was it a genuine surprise? Let me know. But that's me for now, guys. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.